The moment Ethan Cole stepped off the shuttle, he felt like he had walked into the middle of a giant mistake. He had come to the Celestian Court Station only to deliver a box of repaired navigation chips. That was it, just a routine job, something he had done many times before. But nothing felt routine anymore. The guards at the arrival zone stared at him with wide eyes, whispering to each other as if he carried something dangerous. He didn't. He barely carried himself. He tried to ask a technician where to sign in the delivery. But the worker only pointed ahead and whispered, "They're waiting for you." Ethan blinked. "Who?" "The Tri-Consorts," the worker said in a shaky voice. "May the stars protect you." Human. Ethan didn't know whether to laugh or run, but before he could choose, 2 royal attendants appeared on both sides of him and guided him down a shining corridor. Everything around him glowed with soft blue light, and the walls had swirling patterns like slow-moving galaxies. This place was too fancy for someone like him. He was a mechanic, grease on his hands, dust on his boots. He fixed broken things, but right now he felt like the broken thing. The attendants opened a set of tall doors, and Ethan stepped into a round chamber filled with floating crystals and gentle music. Before he could admire the architecture, he froze. 3 alien women stood in the center of the room, and all 3 were looking directly at him. They were tall, elegant, and unlike anything he had ever seen in the galaxy. Their skin shimmered with soft, iridescent colors, one silver blue, one warm purple, one pale gold. Their eyes sparkled as if made from nebula dust. They wore flowing robes that looked royal but simple, and each carried a small, glowing ring. Ethan swallowed hard. Hi?" The silver-blue woman stepped forward. Her voice was calm and soft, but powerful enough to fill the room. "Human Ethan Cole, we greet you as our chosen." "Chosen?" Ethan repeated, confused. "Chosen for what?" The purple woman smiled gently, her long hair drifting like it floated underwater. "Union with who?" he asked, his stomach twisted. The pale gold woman lifted her hand. "With us." Ethan stared. No. 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 There's got to be a misunderstanding. I'm just here to drop off a delivery. The silver-blue woman blinked slowly. That delivery contained the ancient Tri-Seal chip. Only a future bonded one may carry it without protection. "I didn't know about any Tri-Seal anything," Ethan said, frustrated and nervous. "Look, maybe your scanner glitched. I'm not future bonded material. I'm a mechanic. I fix things. I eat cheap noodles for dinner. I sleep on a bunk that creaks." The purple woman stepped closer. "We do not choose through wealth or status. We choose through resonance. The chip responded to your presence. Therefore, by interstellar law, you are our accepted mate." Ethan almost choked. "Mate? No, there must be a form I can sign to reject this. A button to press. Something." The pale gold woman looked concerned. "Is the human frightened?" Yes. Very," Ethan said honestly. "I don't get married by accident." The silver-blue woman tilted her head. "By your human laws, perhaps, but under Celestian Interstellar Code, the bond is already valid. You are now joined to the Tri-Consorts of House Lasara." Ethan felt dizzy. "I didn't agree to anything." The purple woman's smile faded a little. "The law is not meant to trap. It is meant to protect. The bond ensures unity among our kind and balance in our leadership. But if you truly reject the bond, there is a trial you may take. It is difficult." "Difficult how?" he asked, almost scared to hear the answer. The pale gold woman stepped forward, her voice soft. "You would be tested by the pillars of truth. Only 1 in 1,000 survives." Ethan stepped back. "Survives? Why is that even an option?" Because the bond must never be forced, the silver-blue woman replied. But breaking it endangers you. Ethan rubbed his face. So my choices are: stay married to 3 alien women, or try a test that might kill me. Yes, all 3 answered at the same time, calm as moonlight. He felt like he was trapped inside a dream, one of those dreams that made absolutely no sense, but felt far too real. The 3 women watched him without impatience. They weren't threatening him. They seemed worried for him, like someone watching a fragile creature wander into a storm. Ethan took a shaky breath. Why me? Why would the law bind you to a random mechanic? The purple woman stepped a little closer. Because you are not random to us. I've never met any of you, Ethan said. The pale gold woman pointed to the navigation device he carried. That chip was dormant for centuries. When you touched it, it awakened. Only someone with a rare inner harmony could do that. And that harmony makes you compatible with us, the silver-blue woman added. Compatible how? He asked. In spirit, emotion, and life energy, she replied gently. Our people require balance among 3 partners. Only then can the union be complete. Ethan looked around helplessly. You're serious. We are very serious, the purple one said softly. He struggled to breathe normally. He wasn't angry, just overwhelmed. Look, if you 3 truly want this bond, then explain why. Why me? Not someone from your own people. The pale gold woman spoke first. Your heart feels steady, the purple one said. Your presence calms the storm inside us. The silver-blue one added, and your choices are guided by kindness, not power. Ethan blinked. You don't even know me that well. We know enough, the purple woman said. You risked your life flying through ion storms to bring supplies to damaged stations. You repaired systems others abandoned. You helped children on the mining colony escape during the fire. We know more than you think. 1, 1, 1. Ethan froze. How do you know about that? We read energy patterns, the silver-blue woman replied. And we study history of those chosen by the Tri-Seal. You are not ordinary. But I feel ordinary, Ethan said quietly. The pale gold woman smiled softly. Many great hearts do. Before Ethan could respond, the chamber door opened again. A royal attendant bowed. The bonding confirmation begins soon. Preparations await. Pawn. Ethan backed away. Wait. I'm not ready. The silver-blue woman raised her hand gently. We will not force you to move before you breathe. Come with us, and we will speak more. They guided him to a quieter room with soft seats and warm light. Ethan sank onto a cushion, trying to understand his life. He had arrived to deliver a package, and now he was legally married to 3 alien leaders who claimed he balanced their entire existence. He felt lost, yes, but he also felt something else. Something he couldn't explain. The 3 women sat around him, each giving him respectful space. They didn't crowd him, didn't pressure him. They simply watched him, with patient, gentle eyes. The purple woman spoke first. Human Ethan, if you wish, we can help you learn about us. You deserve time. Time I have, Ethan said, taking a slow breath. But this whole marriage thing, it's huge. It is, the silver-blue woman agreed. So, if I stay married, what happens then? He asked quietly. The pale gold woman's voice softened even more. Then we guide you into our world, protect you, and share our lives with you. We do not demand affection from you, only understanding. And if I give this a chance, not reject it? He asked. The 3 women exchanged a gentle look before the purple one answered. Then, the bond deepens, and your future becomes linked with ours, not as a burden, but as a partner. Ethan looked at his hands. I'm still lost. But I don't feel scared of you. That is a good beginning, the silver-blue woman whispered. Ethan lifted his eyes. But I'm not promising anything yet. I need to understand this world, this bond, and the three of you. And you will, the pale gold woman said warmly. We will show you everything. Ethan exhaled slowly. Okay. I won't run. Not yet. The three alien women smiled soft, bright, relieved smiles. In that moment, Ethan felt something shift inside him. A tiny spark. A small beginning. He was still lost. But maybe he wasn't alone. Ethan woke up the next morning, unsure if he had dreamed everything. The soft bed beneath him, the warm light around the room, the gentle humming of the station, none of it felt like the bunk he usually slept in on his ship. For a moment he forgot where he was. Then he remembered the truth. He was married by law to 3 alien women. He sat up slowly, rubbing his face. The room was beautiful in a calm, simple way. Soft fabric draped from the ceiling like flowing stars. A gentle warmth filled the air. Not too hot, not too cold. Even the floor felt soft under his bare feet. This was nothing like the life he knew. A chime sounded at the door. Human Ethan? A soft voice called. He recognized the voice of the pale gold woman Lyran. He didn't know her name last night, but the attendants had told him before he slept. The silver-blue woman was Arasha, the purple one was Velai, and the pale gold one was Lyran. Together, they were the tri-consorts. He still didn't know what being a bonded one meant for him. He stood, nervous. Come in. The door opened, and Lyran stepped inside. Her face was kind, and her hair glowed faintly like morning sunlight. She carried a small tray with fruit-like shapes on it, each one softly glowing. You did not eat last night, she said gently. We thought you might be hungry. Ethan felt embarrassed but grateful. Yeah, I was too stressed to eat. We understand. She placed the tray on a small table and stepped back, giving him space. You must feel lost. He nodded. Still do. Lyran smiled softly. Then let us help you find direction. Before Ethan could respond, Arasha and Velai entered behind her, both calm and graceful. Arasha carried a folded robe made from white fabric that shimmered like starlight. Velai held a thin tablet with glowing symbols. Arasha spoke first. Today, we wish to show you our world. Why? He asked honestly. Velai tilted her head gently. Because knowledge brings comfort, and we want you to feel safe with us. Ethan appreciated their honesty. All right, I'll try. Arasha offered the robe. Wear this. It is traditional for new partners. But you may keep your clothes, if you prefer. Ethan held the robe. It felt soft, warm, almost alive. Thanks. I'll put it on. They stepped outside while he changed. The robe fit perfectly. Light and airy, but strong, like it was tailored for him. When he opened the door, Velai smiled. It suits you. Ethan felt his cheeks warm. Thanks. Arasha gestured to the hallway. Let us begin. They walked together, the 3 women moving with elegance while Ethan tried not to feel awkward. He still wasn't used to being the center of attention, especially attention from 3 royal leaders. The station opened before them like a floating city. Crystal, bridges, connected shimmering buildings. Gardens grew inside, transparent domes, glowing with soft colors. People of different species walked peacefully among each other. Everywhere Ethan looked, the world seemed alive and warm. This is beautiful, he whispered. Lyran smiled. Thank you. We hoped you would see it this way. Is all of this part of your home? He asked. It is the heart of our people, Velai explained. Our council meets here. Our rituals begin here. Our families join here. Ethan hesitated. And you want me to be part of that? Arasha nodded. If you choose to stay. That word choose echoed in his mind. They never tried to force him. Every step, every moment, they watched him with gentle patience. Ethan took a breath. I'm trying to understand why I'm important. Why the law binds me to you. Velai raised her tablet. This may help. She tapped it, and a soft hologram appeared, showing 3 circles connected by a glowing point. This is the tri-balance, she explained. Our people believe leadership must be shared by 3 hearts, 3 minds, 3 spirits. But the bond only forms when a 4th presence appears. Someone whose energy matches all 3. Lyran touched the center of the hologram. That someone was you. Ethan shook his head. I didn't do anything special. You lived with honesty, Arasha said softly. That is rare. Ethan didn't know whether to feel flattered or overwhelmed. Maybe both. They guided him down a pathway into a garden filled with floating petals. Ethan reached out, touching one. It felt warm and soft, like gentle skin. Lyran watched him with bright eyes. Do you like it? It's amazing, he said, smiling for the first time since he arrived. Arasha and Velai exchanged a quiet, relieved look. Velai stepped closer. Ethan, may we ask something? Sure, he said cautiously. What do you fear most about this bond? Ethan didn't hesitate. Losing myself. Losing the life I know. Not being enough for all 3 of you. Arasha's expression softened. You do not need to be enough. You only need to be yourself. Our guy. Live. Lyran added, We do not seek perfection. We seek harmony. Velai whispered. And we already feel harmony when you speak. Ethan looked away, embarrassed again. Arasha gently touched her fingers together in a respectful motion. To us, that means you protect life. You repair what others break. That is noble. Ethan swallowed. Their words felt heavy, but comforting. They continued walking until they reached a platform overlooking the stars. The entire galaxy stretched before them, vibrant and endless. Ethan felt small, but strangely connected. Lyran stepped beside him. Ethan, may I show you something from our world? Yeah. She held up her hand, and a soft pulse of golden light spread from her palm, forming images in the air. He saw the 3 women as children running through starlit fields, training in quiet halls, learning ancient traditions. Then he saw them as young leaders, guiding people, protecting stations during cosmic storms, bringing peace during conflicts. Ethan watched quietly. These are our memories, Lyran said. We share them to show you that we trust you. Ethan felt a lump in his throat. Why trust me so fast? Arasha answered gently. Because the bond chose you. And the bond never chooses someone with a cruel heart. Velai touched her chest lightly. We have lived centuries. We know kindness when we see it. Ethan took a slow breath. I don't know if I can be a leader like you. You do not need to be. Lyran nodded. Not ahead. Not behind. Beside. Ethan stared at the stars. I don't know if I can make a decision yet. Velai smiled. Then do not decide. Simply walk with us today. And so he did. They visited the learning halls, where children of different species studied under floating lights. They went to the healing chamber, where soft energy guided patients back to health. Everywhere they went, people whispered about him, not with fear, but with curiosity and gentle hope. Is that the human chosen by the tri-consorts? He seems kind. He looks nervous. Poor thing. Ethan tried not to panic. He didn't know how to react to being a public figure. He wasn't famous. He wasn't strong. He wasn't special. But everywhere he walked, he saw how gently Arasha, Velai, and Lyran treated everyone from dignitaries to children. They didn't act like queens. They acted like people. By the time they reached the outer balcony again, Ethan felt calmer. Arasha turned to him. Ethan, after seeing our world, how do you feel? He took his time answering. I still feel lost, he admitted. But I'm not scared anymore. Not like before. Lyran's eyes warmed. That is enough for today. Veli stepped closer, her voice soft. Ethan nodded. Will you allow us to know you better? Not as a bonded one, not as a symbol, but as Ethan the human you truly are? Ethan looked at each of them. Their faces held no judgment, only quiet hope. He exhaled slowly. Yes, I can do that. The three women smiled, bright and warm, as if a weight lifted from their hearts. Arasha whispered, Then, tomorrow, we will show you our hearts as well. Ethan nodded quietly, feeling the spark inside him grow. He was still lost, yes, but maybe, just maybe, he was starting to find a path. It was not fear, not confusion, and not the lost emptiness that had followed him since he stepped onto the Celestian Court station. Instead, he felt something warm, like quiet courage, mixed with curiosity. He did not fully understand everything yet, but he no longer felt like he was drowning in uncertainty. He dressed in the robe Arasha had given him and stepped outside his room. Veli, Arasha, and Lyran were waiting for him. They stood close to each other, their expressions calm, but hopeful. It touched him how patient they remained, never rushing him, never demanding anything from him. Veli smiled first. Good morning, Ethan. Ethan. Veli smiled first. Morning, he replied softly. Lyran stepped forward. Today we wish to show you something important. Something we normally share only after many cycles. Ethan nodded. I'm ready to see it. Their faces brightened at his words. Arasha gestured gently for him to follow, and the four of them walked through the quiet corridors. As they moved, the station slowly awakened. Lights brightened, soft music hummed in the distance, and citizens walked with calm steps. Ethan noticed that fewer people whispered now. Instead of treating him like a strange outsider, they nodded at him respectfully, as if accepting that he was becoming part of their world. They reached a large, circular chamber Ethan had never seen before. The doors were tall and engraved with star-shaped symbols. Veli placed her hand on the door, and it opened with a soft pulse of purple light. Inside, the room was dark, but the darkness felt peaceful, not frightening. The floor was covered in fine silver dust that shimmered like starlight. Ethan stepped carefully, feeling the gentle crunch under his feet. Arasha spoke quietly. This place is called the Chamber of Echoes. Lyran added, Here, we share our inner truth. Veli looked at him. If you wish to turn back, you may. We will not be hurt. Ethan shook his head. No. I want to understand you all. And I want to understand myself. The three women exchanged soft smiles filled with relief. Arasha raised her hands, and a soft blue glow spread through the room. Suddenly, images appeared around them, floating memories, soft and gentle like moving paintings. Ethan saw scenes of Arasha's childhood, her learning to calm storms with her voice, her training to lead with wisdom, her crying quietly after losing her mentor. He saw how she grew stronger through patience, not force. Veli stepped forward, her purple light joining Arasha's. Her memories appeared next. He saw young Veli studying ancient knowledge, laughing with her sisters, and learning healing arts. He saw her helping wounded travelers, and her standing in the middle of a battlefield, calming both sides with her quiet presence. Lyran joined them, her golden light filling the room with warmth. Her memories showed her holding newborns, guiding frightened children, and sharing joy with those who came to her for comfort. But Ethan also saw her pain moments of loneliness, moments when she doubted her place among the tri-consorts. Ethan watched all of it with wide eyes. You all went through so much. Arasha nodded gently. Our lives are long. Our challenges are many, Velai stepped closer. But we chose to face those challenges together. Lyran finished softly. And now, the bond brings you to join us, not to replace anything, but to complete something. Ethan felt emotion rise in his chest. These three women weren't just royal leaders or symbols of power. They were individuals with hopes, fears, struggles, and hearts as real as his own. He swallowed. Thank you for showing me your truth. Arasha tilted her head. Now you may share yours, if you wish. Ethan hesitated. My life isn't as impressive as yours. I don't have special powers. I don't have centuries of memories. I'm just a human mechanic. Velai shook her head gently. Truth is not measured by power or years. Lyran added, your life is your truth, and that is enough. Ethan closed his eyes and breathed slowly. The chamber lights responded to his heartbeat, forming soft ripples around him. Then, memories began to rise. Blurry, but honest. He saw himself as a child on Earth, running on dusty streets with simple joy. He saw his mother holding him when he cried. He saw the day he left home to explore the galaxy, full of hope, but also fear. He saw himself working hard on stations, helping strangers during disasters, risking his life to save others during the mining colony fire. He saw his loneliness, his doubts, his desire to find a place where he belonged. When he opened his eyes, the room felt warm and silent. Arasha stepped closer, her voice soft. You carry kindness in your memories, Velai whispered. And courage. Lyran touched her chest. And a heart strong enough to stand alone. But you no longer need to be alone. Ethan looked at them, his voice trembling slightly. I don't know what I'm supposed to be. For you. Arasha smiled softly. Be yourself. We do not expect perfection, Velai added. Lyran stepped close enough for her warm presence to reach him. We only ask for honesty, time, and gentle understanding. Ethan breathed deeply. The room brightened gently, as if accepting his words. Arasha extended her hand. Ethan, do you still feel lost? He looked around the chamber, the memories, the quiet peace, the three women standing with him. Not like before, he said honestly. I think I'm starting to find my way. Velai smiled with soft relief. Then we shall take the next step together. Lyran nodded. There is one last tradition to complete your welcome. Only if you wish to continue. What tradition? Ethan asked cautiously. Arasha explained. The Tripath Walk. A simple walk across our highest bridge. It symbolizes unity. 3 paths, walking as one. Velai added. No vows. No demands. Just a walk. Lyran finished. But you must choose to take it yourself. Ethan looked at the three of them, then at the glowing door leading out of the chamber. His heart raced gently, not with fear, but with quiet strength. I'll walk with you, he said. The three women exchanged a quiet, emotional glance before smiling warmly. They guided him up a series of stairs until they reached a tall, open-air bridge stretching between 2 shining towers. The stars surrounded them like an endless sea. The bridge was made of clear crystal that glowed under their feet. Arasha stood on his left. Velai stood on his right. Lyran stepped behind him, guiding him forward gently. They began to walk. Slowly. Together. The bridge hummed under their steps, and golden light formed soft ripples around them. The wind was calm and cool, brushing against Ethan's cheeks. He felt like he was walking inside a dream, one that felt strangely real, strangely important. Velai glanced at him. How do you feel? Ethan smiled faintly. Like I'm not alone anymore. Lyran placed her hand lightly on his back. You are not. Arasha whispered. Today, you walk with us. Not as a stranger. Not as someone trapped by law. but as someone we welcome. Ethan's steps grew steadier. The fear inside him faded little by little. When they reached the center of the bridge, the glow beneath them brightened. The tri-consorts stopped and turned to face him. Arasha spoke with a voice that carried gentle strength. Ethan Cole, human of Earth, we ask only one question. Velai stepped forward. Will you walk with us, not by force, not by law, but by your own choice? Lyran's voice was warm and sweet. We choose you. Do you choose us? Ethan looked at each of them. He saw hope in Arasha's eyes, trust in Velai's, and warmth in Lyran's. He felt something shift inside him. A quiet truth. He wasn't trapped. He wasn't forced. He was wanted. He took a slow breath. Yes, I choose you. The moment he spoke, the bridge lit up with soft rainbows of light. The stars above shimmered brighter. The breeze grew warm and gentle. It felt like the universe itself gave a small smile. Arasha exhaled with relief. Velai's eyes softened with emotion. Lyran touched Ethan's hand with quiet affection. Welcome, they whispered together. Ethan felt a calm settle inside him, a calm he had searched for across thousands of stars. He was no longer lost. He had found his place. And he walked forward with the 3 alien women, his partners, his guides, his new family toward a future filled with unknown stars and unexpected warmth.